fellow floss tubers. Sorry, the world's shaking. It's Patty here with the rest of my February update. I have works in progress. I have a new start. I have purchases. I have a finished knitted item. So sit back and relax. Grab your beverage of choice, your craft of choice, and let's chat. I'm going to be drinking a lot of water this podcast. I caught a cold when I got back. Little man decided to share it with me, so I have been coughing up a lung and been very thirsty, so I'm sorry, but we have to do what we have to do, right? I think so. So since I've had this cold, I have been doing a lot of stitching because I have not been leaving the house, and I've also kind of been snowed in part of the time because, let me tell you, Mother Nature decided to dump tons of snow on us again. And I get out of the house on Sundays because that's our shopping day. My husband and I call it our date day. We go shopping. When the kids were younger and they were staying home, we considered that a date. And yeah. So we always tease, each other. Say, oh, let's go on our date. It's time to go shopping. So that's what we do on our dates. Aren't we romantic? Yeah. So needless to say, I've been snowed in. I've been sick and have not been going to knit night, and I'm so sad about that. I miss my knitting pals a lot. Yeah, I really do. I miss them. And I haven't even been going to Weight Watchers either, so I miss my Weight Watcher friends too, and my workout buddy on Saturday. I miss you. I need to get better so that I can go again and get back on Weight Watchers instead of feeling yucky all the time. So anyway, after I do this podcast and while it's downloading, I'm going to be working out. So let's hope that that works for me and that I don't cough up a lung while I'm trying to do that. So shall we get into the stitching? I have my handy dandy book. So I'm going to just say what days I worked on what and show you what I did. And then we'll talk about my plans. And then I will show you the purchases, because I made a purchase. I don't have it here, but I can talk about it. And I can show you my finished object. Ta-da. So, on the 15th is Work That Whip with Stitch Mania. So I brought out Death by Cross Stitch because that is my plan for those days that I'm going to do that. So here it is, Death by Cross Stitch. 20 years? 20 glorious years. There we go. So that's by Long Dog Samplers. So very, very excited about my progress. I worked on this for 3 days. And I got to page 4. Yay! I made an executive decision to do the crowns in Petite Treasure Braid Gold. So I think it's going to turn out fabulous. It's always wonderful to know that when you get to page the edges that you've got it. I did it. I gave myself enough room on both sides. So hopefully I gave myself enough room on the bottom. So this is, the linen is 32 count bisque by Lakeside Linens. And that is the only one that I know who the manufacturer is. Yeah. Or the dye or anything. That's the only one. Because I didn't write it down. I need to start doing that when I order from 123 Stitch. I need to write that down. Oh no, I know the Christmas one too. I forgot. Okay. So then the new start was on the 18th, and I decided to do Mirabilia Petal Fairy. There she is. She's so pretty. I just think she's so pretty. So pretty. I'm doing this on 28 count Amber Toasted Almond linen. And I worked on this for 1 day, so this is what I got accomplished on 1 day. There we go. And hopefully, this is long enough and it's wide enough. And So I don't know how much more, how much fabric I'm going to have left on the bottom, but that's what scissors are for, right? And right now it's not living in a bag, it's still in its plastic bag. I need to come down here, and you see my turtle fabric back here, and I got gecko fabric back there. I got Halloween fabric. I have Christmas fabric. I mean, I was going to make a Christmas bag and didn't do that either. I'll put that away later. It's making too much noise. So, let's see. Then I decided on the 19th and the 20th, I pulled out Little Alien Schoolgirl by Ink Circles. And this is 30 count natural linen. And I got all of page 1 completed and started on page 2. So there we go. That's where this is at. This is so much fun. It's Weeks Dye Works and Silks for You. And I'm really happy with how it's turning out. And I like the rustic look of it. So it looks like it's supposed to be old, even though it's futuristic. I know that makes no sense, but it's futuristic and old at the same time. So, yay. Slide these back in here. Oh, and I should show you. I made that. My husband bought me a necklace and earrings, and he said the earrings, he only bought it for the necklace, not for the earrings. So hopefully you guys can see that. It's a palm tree, and it's glass, so I took the earrings and popped the backs off, and I made a needle minder. I was like, yeah. And I showed it to him, and he's like, hey, I like that. That's really cool. And I'm like, good, I'm glad you like it, because the earrings were too heavy, and I don't wear dangles. So he's such a good guy, and he knows I don't wear dangles. So, and then I split the last, on the 20th I did Little Alien Schoolgirl during the day, and at night I did Mother's Arms by Mirabilia. I'll put it back in here. And I'm doing this on a 32 count ivory linen. That's what it's going to look like when it's finished. When I first got this pattern, I thought, oh, I could do this on the 5th because it's full coverage 5th, because I thought it was full coverage, but it's not. It's pretty much full coverage, so I might do it anyway. I may go up there today and work on this. Ooh, I was holding it sideways for pretend full coverage. But that's what I got accomplished, and I worked on this one. I worked on this the 20th, the 21st, 22nd. I didn't do anything on the 23rd. I was just too wiped out watching him and being sick. And the 24th. So, I got a lot accomplished. Let's see, what did I get accomplished? I got this purple color is new, the white is new, and of course, this over here is all new. So, I like it. I like this one a lot. I'm so happy I found this when I did, because after telling you guys that I found it, I went back on eBay and there was one for $150. And that wasn't even close to what I paid for the one I bought. So I was really happy that I did not do that. So on the 25th, Christmas, I decided to pull out Lavender and Lace Santa of the Forest. This is on MCG Textiles, 32 count linen. And I completed almost all of his beard. There's a little bit of white, all the white in his beard, I'm sorry. So there's a little bit of white over here, but I got the rest of the white done. So when I go back, I get to fill in those things. So I was really happy with that, getting that all accomplished on the 25th. So, because I'm only going to work on this one day a month until maybe December. Maybe December I'll work on it more. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So, on the 26th through the 28th, I pulled out Leilani, the Hula Dancer, another Mirabilia. I like Mira. I'm sorry. I really do. I like Mira. She just makes me happy. She does. She makes me happy. So this is a 28 count cornflower blue hand dyed fabric. And this is where I got. So if you recall last time you saw this, I only had like that much done. So I got the top of it's done, except for the beading. I'm working on the skirt. So there it is. I'm very happy with this. I'm very, very happy. So, yay. We'll work on that for a while. Okay, so plans. Plans. Next, obviously, that falls right in line. Oh no, let's not do plans yet. Let's talk about my Stitch from Stash total. My Stitch from Stash total was really good until the 28th. And on the 28th, I was feeling kind of yucky and just wanted to cheer myself up. So I went on European Cross Stitch and bought the floss and fabric for this Martina chatelaine pattern. So this is a Romantic Rose Garden Mandala by Martina Weber of Chatelaine Designs. I know her last name isn't Weber anymore. I can't remember. I'm sorry. Rosenberg? Yeah, it was so sad that we lost her last year. But this was from 2009 out of that magazine that I bought in January. So I went ahead and I have all the silks and petite treasure braid, and I think there's even beads coming from European Cross Stitch. And it was $68 plus tax, or not tax, but plus shipping. So my February Stitch from Stash went in the hole $38.55. So I know I can pull that out. That's not a problem. And this is the last purchase I'm going to make for the year. No more besides the club. I should say that. Besides the club. So my plans now for March is to, obviously, the let's see, the 13th is the Halloween stitching. So the 13th and the 31st are Halloween stitches for me. The 15th is Work That Whip, and that's going to be Death by Cross Stitch. The 18th is going to be Andromeda, because M is for Mira is Stitch from Stash. So March is M for Mira, and they're also doing Goddesses. So I thought Andromeda would be perfect to fall in line with the new start on the 18th for Stitch Mania and for Stitch from Stash. So I'm going to be stitching this on 32 count Haunted Belfast. I need to double check this is going to be big enough. I think it's big enough. I think. I just think she will look fantastic on that fabric. Nice and stormy. So that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm really hoping I can see this with my glasses, with my magnifier, with light. I should be able to see it fine, but I'm a little nervous. So this is my March new start. And let's see. Then Christmas, stitching Christmas on the 25th. And filling, putting in a day or two on the rest of them. The Mother's Arms and, Little Alien Schoolgirl. I should be able to fit those all in, no problem. And I want to finish Leilani. That's my main goal this month, is to finish Leilani. So I'll either go up today and do Mother's Arms or Leilani. It all depends what I'm feeling. I'm not sure. So, the purchases of the month, I showed you the floss that I didn't show you the floss, but I showed you the pattern. So I got my Color and Cotton. Isn't that a pretty bag? Look at that bag. The Color and Cotton Club, I get 10 skeins instead of the 5. So, here we go. This is Jade. Okay, and Fresh Wool. That's a nice neutral. got a little bit of darker color in the top. Roanoke. This one's eggshell. Honey. Inkwell. Blue Moon. Wildwood. I like Wildwood. I think it's very cool looking. Clay pot. What I like is these are not really heavily variegated. I'm finding that heavily variegated floss is very hard for me to use. So I like them different. And this is dry sage. So not a bad sampling. I'll floss this time. They've all been really nice, I have to admit. I really like them all. So that's all for the stitching. And the knitting is a shawl that I made up. I used the pattern, I used the recipe to make the shape. And then I decided what I wanted to do next. So this is a shawl out of Unique Sheep. I think this is the Luxe Gradient. I used this for the Joe's Pride, and what I had left over is in this shawl. I went ahead and just knit until I got kind of bored, and then I did the lace pattern, which is just knit 2 together, yarn over. And then at the end I did a couple rows of just garter. And I used up almost all of the ball that I had left. I had probably about 400-ish yards left. And I may have had maybe 50 or 60 yards left when I bound off. I knit this on a size US 5, 3.5 millimeter needle. And it's just, you know, it's not very big. I didn't want it huge. I finished this last night, so I washed it and just let it block itself. I don't hard block things. I just let the weight of the water block it for me, and I like how that works because it does make it bigger. You know, I could open this lace up a lot, but it's okay. I'm happy with it. I am part of the Star Trek Federation on Ravelry, and I was bad and did not turn anything in for February because this was my February project and I would have had it done, but I had to rip back 4 rows of the lace because somehow I got off on one side and it looked really weird, so I had to do that, and I was very sad. But I need to at least do a dishcloth a month. I need to contribute, and that will probably, this will probably be the last tour I do for a while because my cross stitch has taken over my life, not my knitting. And like I said, I haven't gone to knit night, so I knit a little bit every night, but when I go to knit night, I knit for a couple of hours with the girls, and I really need to get back to that. So looking around, I think I've talked about everything that I have for you because, yeah, I've talked about everything. So I hope that whatever you craft it to your heart's content, and I will see you guys next month.